Hello everyone and welcome to the video. I have never done iceberg discussion videos until now, so I'll do it. And I'll be taking a look at Senran Kagura Iceberg. So let's begin. There are 5 levels of iceberg theories or story elements that need explanation. Now some of these theories are too vague or confusing, and some are more straightforward. So I'll be taking a look at them, but I won't go over all of them in one video, as it would be too long to discuss about all Senran Kagura Iceberg theories. First, let's start with Level 1 theories. Tits are life, ass is hometown. It's a message from Senran Kagura producer himself, Kenichiro Takaki, in his manual of Beach Beach Splash. In his writing, it says this: special message from the producer Kenichiro Takaki. The Senran Kagura series will continue to run non-stop. That is the calling of a ninja. They run faster and jump higher than anyone. They can easily jump over people's expectations. These games still have the potential to grow big and large, just like the girl's chest. Tits are life, ass is hometown. And well, that's pretty much true, because Senran Kagura is mostly focused on boobs, but I also get some ass appreciation here and there. And even in Beach Beach Splash, there are dedicated notes to boob day and ass days. And that's freaking awesome. So nothing really much to say here. Alright, let's move on to the next theory. "3DS games and Sony games are different timelines." And yes, that is true. 3DS games, Burst and Deep Crimson, are officially Timeline 1, and Sony games on PS Vita and PS4, Shinobi Versus, Bon Appetit, Estival Versus, Beach Beach Splash, and even remake of the first game, Burst Renewal, are Timeline 2 officially. Now we could all contribute this confusion by making those games on different platforms. But the lore also makes character Kagura, who first appeared in Deep Crimson, so in Timeline 1, can jump between the timelines, as shown in Hanzo's story arc in Beach Beach Splash, which is Timeline 2, when Asuka finds her familiar, while Kagura says, "You did us a favor back then," confirming that the two timelines are connected, but still separated at the same time, because of the different consoles they were published on. But then to expand upon different timelines, you can also say that animes, Ninja Flash, and Shinobi Masters are its own different timeline as anime timeline, and New Link is its own timeline because it does make some references to the mainline events, but it also changes up some of the elements of it, or it outright retcons some of the previous stuff done in Timeline 1 or Timeline 2. So that would be officially Timeline 4. So yeah, it's a bit confusing. But yeah, like I said, Kagura is that type of character who can just simply jump between the timelines. But this theory will go along with one of the multiverse theories later on. But that's for another time. And now the next one. Infinite Combo Glitch. In Estival Versus, there's a glitch known for DLC character Ayane from Dead or Alive, who is no longer obtainable because of licensing issues. Well, it was a timed license, so unfortunately she's not officially available for purchase anymore. But there are workarounds. But anyways, in this glitch, once you start fighting one of the main girls, so any of other Senrans, you do an aerial combo, and what you do is a soft downward, touching barely with the latest part of the combo at the very edge of the hitboxes. And if you do it correctly, it will lock Ayane in place, and she will do no damage to the girl, but she'll keep getting attacked and just keep racking the combo to infinity, to 9,999.
Let's see how high this goes, guys.
I mean, it's a fun glitch. And it's no more than
The
that.
best part is that she's taking.
But here's the video to demonstrate the glitch. Credits to the original user. And now another character that can do that is Murakumo if you go against the barrier with the downward attack. But I couldn't get Murakumo glitch to work properly, so I'll just take user's word for it.
She's slowly moving.
But anyways, it's a nice combo glitch. The next one, Puri. Now in Senran Kagura, Puri is known catchphrase of Yumi, leader of Gessen, where she says, "Cuteness is justice," or in Japanese. Now what does Puri mean? Now it comes from Japanese onomatopoeia, puri puri, that refers to a lot of things that are usually considered cutesy. Like for example, when you're eating shrimps, it means chewy and soft, big and puffy, which is very fresh and desirable shrimp. Now, it also describes the skin, like smooth or elastic. And now on the other hand, some definitions describe it as angry, or in other situations if a person puffs their cheeks up while doing abdominal effort. The only instance where it is considered an insult, but to me, I think Yumi added this to enhance the cutesy part. And I don't think it really means anything angry, but it tries to sound more cutesy and more innocent, so I would basically say that it's pretty cute. But like I can get the confusion sometimes. But yeah, officially it just enhances the cute part. I would say like a puffy, like elastic or soft, smooth cuteness. And also note, period at the end of sentence is basically how Yumi fans used to recognize themselves in fandoms and forums. Alright, the next one. Shinobi girls are based on real-life female ninjas. Now there are no official confirmations that any of the Senrons were directly based on any real-life figures throughout the history. Well, given how Japan is keeping a legacy of historical events and historical figures, so it's not a stretch that any of the fictitious characters could take some inspiration from real-life events or people. But like I said, there are no official confirmation that any of the Senran Kagura girls are, in fact, like real-life person. While on the other hand, Ikitosen directly references some historical warrior figures, as characters in that series are actually like incarnations of the historical figures. But that's topic for another time. And now, for the last part of surface level, or level 1 of the iceberg, and the most controversial one, Yumi is overrated. Immediately, yes. Now Yumi became the most popular character during Shinobi Versus and New Wave period by Japanese audience. Well, they liked her design and the image of a traditional Japanese woman that Yumi represents to them. And knowing that, Marvel has doubled down on Yumi cards during New Wave. And Yumi cards are the most out of any other Senran in the game. And later on, from Estival Versus and onwards, Yumi is forced to be a new protagonist and pushing Asuka away. And now there are even special missions in Estival Versus that directly parody this struggle for the main character role. And even when Asuka wins, Yumi says this behind Asuka's back, that Yumi is a moon that can shine brighter than the sun during the night. Now when you check the character list, Yumi and Gessen Academy members are in front and not the Hanzo members with Asuka in front. So that confirms that Yumi is being pushed as a quote-unquote new main character. But now Yumi was number 1 for a long time in popularity polls, until Toki from New Link overthrew her in 2024, I believe. So yeah, Yumi reign has finally stopped. But now let me explain my take on Yumi personally. Now, Yumi's design is absolutely amazing. It's simple and appealing. And she's very cute. She's very good looking. She has an incredible voice actress, Yumi Hara. And she was a good character in Shinobi Versus as an interesting, like, semi-antagonist in Hanzo arc. And she was a good leader in Gessen arc. And that arc should have been expanded upon and improved. But yeah, Estival Versus took a complete 360 round and made her bland, unfortunately. Now, I still do like Yumi overall, but she's a very bland character, unfortunately. And yeah, that's why I can't say that I completely dislike her, but I can't say she's one of my favorites, sadly. But look, I get why a lot of people like her, and that's fair. Look, every opinion should be respected, and Yumi fans, enjoy Yumi. There's nothing wrong with it. I was just pointing out that objectively, Yumi was overused, and no other Senrans should be downplayed or ignored because of Yumi, or anyone else for that matter. So there is no bad Senran here. All are good. It's just all about personal preference. But yeah, we can pretty much all agree that Yumi is overrated. And that was level 1 of Iceberg. Now the next tier is gonna be crazier. So stay tuned for that.